Hello and welcome back. So, first let me make sure I pushed the right button. Yes, I didn't break anything. I downloaded a few more mods. I finally found one that had the lighting I want, so we are gonna go here. So it should probably be somewhere in here. We also have a bunch of new plushies, because I I couldn't help myself. Ooh, hanging lights. Modern light panel. This is what I want. We will grab both of those. I also want to try this. We'll see what works. So, the fans are fine here, but like, I don't want that. I can have it that way. That's fine. Have it go forward one, I guess. Go here. Apparently we have a wandering trader. Aside from the hallway lights, I think everything else was fine. I didn't really have problems with anything else. Oh, the storage. That's what we're gonna do. So, I downloaded some fancy shelves that we can actually put on things. We have tower shelves, we have ceiling shelves. Probably gonna go, kind of want to go with birch. So we're just gonna take all of the birch shelves, and then we'll throw a bunch of stuff on them, but I want to... Yeah. Probably this. Yeah. So in here, we could throw those down, but I kind of don't want that. Probably that like that. And then we can do like that. It's not letting me put it. It says ceiling shelf. Birch corner shelf? Ooh. Does this still work? Yes. Oh. A little bit of a problem. Like that. There. Yeah. Okay. I should probably do... Let's take 2 of those. Bunch of these. That's not what I wanted. What's this? Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. What are they under? I think it's a specific type of medicine, so I'll have to, or I'll just scroll through here. But I'm gonna have to scroll each time. Boats, all that stuff. Gold coins, all that stuff. Thing of fruit, books. Not what I'm looking for. Do 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 do. All of the flags. Actually, I could go all the way over and hover over the meds and get all of them. Ow. I think it was past the bees. Drum sets, alarm clocks. Here we go. There is actually, give me a second, options, controls. Easy villagers. You. Cheat mode. Let's go here. So if I go here, this, I should, theoretically, no? No, apparently no. How dare you? Penicillin. Can't put that into a shelf. Really? I found this shelf mod and I couldn't. Okay, I guess I can't use those. I can only put one of each item. Oh, it's... Okay, that's a problem. So let's do that. Some of those. Some of these. There we go. Okay. Let's see if the corner shelf will work. Holds books. Cookbooks in a kitchen. So maybe? Bookshelf, bookshelf. Potion shelf. That it said it couldn't use. There is also this. So we also have Correct. Interesting. We're gonna get all of the meds. Okay. And then we're gonna need retinol. I don't know what this is for. And we can also do so we need there we go. This is gonna take a while, but it's fine. Paracetamol and this, which we have, and then codeine. Oh, it's an O. Sorry. I cannot spell morphine. I know what that is. I'm actually gonna have to. I have all that. Used to. Placebo. This. Okay. Morphine. Hydrocodone. And then hydrazine, I think. Okay. Vitamin B, C, H, A, D, E, and K. Trading contract. Okay. With lights. Oh, ain't that nifty? We did all of the vitamins. We need caffeine. Caffeine. Testosterone. Viagra. I don't know who the hell we're going to give this to, but uh, someone will probably be pretty happy. Insulin. And we can only get one more, and we need several more. So I am going to also just get a regular We'll do a regular chest too. Here. Just a chest of all of the drugs. Yeah, well, we're running a hospital. That's kind of to be expected. Okay. Where was I? I did Viagra, insulin. We need adrenaline. D-R. Adrenaline. And then we need placebo. We have placebo. Between Traz Trazodone. This we have. Uh, Die is should probably go here. Get it picked up while I'm going. Yeah. So then look towards the wall. Melatonin. Melatonin. What's this? Melon jam. Okay. No. No. There we go. No spell. Lord, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what half of these are. Then again, I'm not an actual medical professional. Ibuprofen, probiotic, Av, whatever, hit, Hitamex. Or E. That, and then we have Pan, Tro. There we go. Then the last one. So there we go. We're just gonna put all of that in there. What is this from? I have no idea. Functional blocks. No? Do I not have to do? No. Evidently I can't do that. Let's see if there's anything else pill related. We should probably do. Let's do. Okay. We could do a calendar. Makeup, books. We might do more decorations in the hospital later. But for now, we're just do this room and then we'll plan out the lab. Sorry, wait a second. Graves? I didn't even notice the graves. That's cool. I don't think I have any other pills. Ooh. Antidote. That. Antidote would be good. Wasn't one of the things we had poison? Actually. Momo? Glemex? I don't even know what that frickin' is. Plugs? Iodine? Okay. Get that too, I guess. Nothing else that I think should be medicine, but I don't know. All the weird stuff. Ancient. Ooh, cool. All the shelves and all the new lights and stuff I installed. Hmm. Okay. I think we're good. So go here. Like that. They don't stand up like the pill bottles, but I will accept that. And that can go in there too. Or it shouldn't have an effect on us, but holy cow. That gives a lot of shit. Okay. Penicillin is good. And bucket, and we have to basically climb over things, but okay, we can't have that. But I mean, it's not immediately obvious, and that's why we have a thing anyway. So we're gonna go put a calendar over here. You have a calendar. And I think, at the very least, I'm content with the way it is. So we're going to clear all this out, throw away all this, and we're officially going to start working on the lab. I'll probably like spawn in villagers, or I might sift through mods. I was looking for one that like could have bodies. Because I remember seeing there was like a month ago I was making a mod pack and I was adding like a bunch of villager stuff. I think it was from like my evil series that no one seemed to like. But we're just gonna have it. There was this mod that I can't find again because I can't remember exactly what it's called. But it like allowed you to place a bunch of bodies of different things. So there was like villager bodies, there was zombies, all this stuff, and you could just place them wherever. And I haven't been able to find it again. I really, really wanted to because I thought it'd be freaking cool. And now we're here, and I don't know. I'm gonna do kind of what I did up top, and I'm gonna go room by room. So I want this to basically be an evil lab. This one definitely does need white, though. Yeah, let's do colored blocks. White concrete might work. I don't know. Give me a second. Shulker's bits. I wonder, like, how do the glow lights work? I should look at that. Maybe diorite, because I don't. Part of the reason why the hospital upstairs is stone instead of anything else is because I didn't want it to be white, even though white is the go-to for hospitals, because like cleanliness and all that shit. It's also easy to see if there's stuff going on, but oh no. Maybe quartz? I forgot I had a gingerbread house installed. I just thought it'd be funny. So immediately. Does white concrete look better? Yeah, it does. Okay, white concrete it is. Because of the quartz's separation, it does kind of look like padding for like a padded room. We could do like this. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. Get rid of the quartz. And then we'll just do yeah. Then we go here. We're gonna need a lot of these. For now we won't place them, but we will need that later. This we also need to break because we want it one bigger. Because we want the walls white. And I want like big walls, so. Okay. I hate gravel. Okay, I'm breaking everything, might as well. And this hole needs broken. So now we just... There we go. Break the floor. Okay. So our first hallway out of however frickin' many is basically done. Alright. And then this can, for now, just be cement. Right now we just have a tube. So let's do 2 offices for like guards or whoever right out the gate. I don't know if I'll use those for every door down here. Maybe I will. But have it like, yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll go... There's not much room that way, I don't think. So we're gonna go... Hallway will continue here. So I'm kind of thinking of what areas would our lab have. We want like a research department. We want an area for test subjects. Maybe some like examples of experiments. Broken emerald. We also need like a living quarters. Yeah, I think that'll be okay for now. So, this is just gonna be everyone's offices. There we go. All of the offices for now. Then down here, our marker for another hallway. Because this would be... That's the room that we marked out. Because of each of like a 9 area. 3x3 area. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll mark another hallway here. Nope, I killed another emerald. Oh. So I can't go anywhere that way. Do, do, do. So that's the end of that hallway. So offices. Yeah, perfect. While I'm here, I might as well clear all this out. It is actually not good for you to be in a fully white environment. If I think it's just like solid colors in general. They each have like each color actually affects your brain differently. Certain colors, this goes back to like when we were wild animals and all this stuff, which humans are animals. There's you deny it, you're dingus. It's just how it works. But when we were like roaming around causing chaos and all that, well, more chaos than we are now, or less maybe. Humans cause a lot of shit, alright? And I'm just rambling to ramble. I apologize. It's probably nonsense. But it's my video, so I will ramble about whatever I want as I mindlessly make a laboratory. But certain colors have certain effects on your brain. This actually goes into even like games. You inherently will react differently when dealing with certain colors. So like in fighting games, if like the red and blue, red teams naturally tend to be more aggressive even when just gaming. But we also tend to have more like iffy reactions to red things, mostly because a lot of red things in nature tend to be danger or signs of danger. It's actually why like tomatoes became a big thing for uh, immigrants and whatnot back in the day, at least in the US, because essentially anything that was seen as iffy was given to the people that no one wanted or no one thought was worthwhile, because humans are assholes. Then again, everything's a bit of an asshole. This is probably very, very dark for you, and I should put on some lights. Let's go with these ones. The panel lights. I think that'll be better. What? I have lights that I can't place, and I don't know why. Do I have to, like, shift and place them? I guess we could do tube lights again. We could do full light blocks. I'll go tube light for now. Light. Lantern. Yeah. You change based on... Okay. That's too bright. There we go. That. Fantastic. I should get like an excavation mod. We'll probably make this go a little bit faster. What? Oh, I miscounted. Oh, no, I didn't. I may. Oh, I miscounted for this, but not the hallway. But it looks better this way, so this one's just gonna be one off, then we're not gonna say anything. Right? We're not gonna say nothing? I actually was looking at these statistics because surprising amount of people actually clicked on my first video for this series. And the average view time was 0.2%. It was like less than a minute. And the longest anyone watched it was 14 minutes. The video is 40 plus minutes. So, I see you. I have seen you have not watched the whole video. I enjoy looking at the statistics. I think they're interesting. Especially since, like, the people who watch my content are not the type of people I thought would be watching my content. Which is interesting. This one will also be one bigger. Just so I don't have to have a double layer wall. I think that's stupid. There we are. Nice. I could probably even make the offices smaller, but I don't want to do that. My overall plan for the series is there's been this interesting storyline thing that has been in my head for ages and ages and ages. And so I'm basically going to combine that with the story of Dr. R. So the weird, crazy storyline is hypothetically much like planets move and they spin and rotate and all that at different rates, which influences like how the day would pass for that planet of like how many hours does it actually take for the sun to revolve around this, this, and this. Much in the same mindset, if a whole universe were to change the rate that it spun, that would influence the flow of time in its entirety. At least in my weird brain. So, take that as you will. Actually, science and like time and speed and all that stuff are kind of backwards. The faster something moves, the slower time for it passes, while the slower something moves, the kind of faster time passes. No, that's not. No, 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 maybe. No, 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 no. If you move faster, time passes you by slower. That's why, like, light speed is fast as hell, because it's super, super fast. You're going at the speed of light. Anyway, in my weird chaos, it's reversed. But that's irrelevant. That's for super nerds, and I don't think I have any super nerds watching my content. Not yet. If I get to the point where if I have like super nerd fans, I will be proud of myself. Then again, I'm already proud of myself if I make anyone's day. I am so I am so not awake. so not awake. I'm very, very sleepy, but I need to record like a bunch of videos. So I have like 8 videos recorded for Horsey game. But that's just because it's an easy enough game. You're just driving around getting horses. The only thing I even really need to keep track of is my money. And that's about it. So it's easy to just like spit out like 20 of them in one recording session. Especially since most of the most of the episodes are around half an hour. Compared to this, it could be half an hour, it could be 4 hours, it could be 10 hours because it's going to be a lot of work. Most of the offices are going to look identical. My overall plan for all of this is every office is going to have some sort of name. I don't know about fully having backstory for every character, but I want signs that say, hey, this is so-and-so's office. Dr. Patricia or whatever else. Actually, I should probably get into the story of this a little bit. The cat is angry. What are you doing trying to climb the door, silly goose? Here, give me a second. I'm gonna go on a field trip. Because I record on my laptop. That beep, by the way, was me unplugging my phone because I was charging it on my computer. Welcome home, dumbass. Oh, does Mama want to come? There's a kitten between my legs. Hi. Do you want in? The babies aren't coming out, but you can come in. Do you want in? I'm gonna take that as a no. She's standing there looking at me like I'm crazy. Good grief. Alright. Come home, Faye. Yeah, now all the kittens want to play with him and he's gonna be mad. It's fine. Anyway. Actual words need to be leaving my lips. I don't want to have just like an hour-long video of me going better. The fuck? Okay, I'm gonna just say that's me losing my mind. It sounded like something else broke a block. I don't have horror mods, I swear. I haven't installed any of the scariness yet. I don't know if I will. We'll see. So, actual words. First, going back to what I was going over. Was a weird ass noise. Did I accidentally install a horror mod? I don't think I did. I should install a vehicles mod. That would be cool. Okay, back down we go. I'm already in love with how this is turning out. I'm so happy. Anyway, so in my weird... I've essentially created a whole multiverse. It's a whole mess of chaos. But if a universe is spinning at a different rate, it actually affects the flow of time for that entire universe. So just like the planets, just like the stars, they each rotate and spin at their own rate. So some universes are faster, others are slower. Why does it do that? Just suddenly decides, nope, you're not placing a block because reasons, bitch. Because I'm mean. But with that idea of if universes spun at a different rate, they might, like, who the frick knows? We have not created multiversal travel, and technically speaking, we haven't even proved that the multiverse exists. But in that mindset of spinning at different rates, and also the idea that we would have multiversal travel, in a situation like that, you would have travel where you go to a different place and time affects you differently. So you could either return to your reality and in like no time passes, or hundreds of years passed, or like 20 seconds passed when it was centuries for you. Kind of like the logic of Narnia, almost. Because Narnia, the time difference was pretty drastic. It was like centuries for a few years. Like, they were in there for decades. And when they got out of it, it had been like an hour or something like that. It's been a while since I've watched Narnia. I haven't actually read the books, interestingly enough. Well, not really. That's a whole nother. I got distracted again. Do-do-do-do. If we could traverse the multiverse, and a situation arose where like time differences and all that stuff, one, I think people would use it to essentially create immortality and stuff like that, or try to. It depends on how the time would affect you as well, because if just because you're in a different reality doesn't necessarily mean that reality's time influences you the same way. So let's say it doesn't influence you the same way. Time affects you the same way it would be in your home universe or wherever you came from. If that's the case and you travel to a world that's like 10 minutes faster, it doesn't really affect things too much. Or if you were to go to a universe where there was like a few seconds difference, it wouldn't be drastically noticeable. At least not immediately. Right there. So Whiskers did end up coming in. You came anyway. Why didn't you just come in through the freaking door when I had it open, dingus? You're looking at me all crazy. I held the door open for you. And then, like, not even a few minutes later, you're like, yep, I want to come in now. Dork. Anyway, let's say hypothetically one to like 1 year would be 1 century in another universe. A pretty big shift. And depending on which way you went, if you went to the universe where it's like a century for every year for you, then you could be in there for ages and ages and ages. Thousands of years would only be a decade. But in the reverse, you would last, if it was influencing you, based on your home universe, in the reverse scenario, you would be there for 3 days and age 100 years. If you even have 100 years to live. While if you were being influenced based on the reality you're in, then you're living a year and you return a century later. He's so angry. What are you mad at? Whoa, what are you mad at? Do you want pets? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. You were so angry. Why are you so mad? Huh? Why are you so mad? He's just really mad. What's going on his butt today? I don't know. Cats are weird. He's also an orange cat, which, they're kind of known for being temperamental. There we go. Hi. What are you up to, little Crescent? You just came to attack? Okay. That's fine. Anyway, my idea is essentially that of different universes, things happening at different rates, and this is going to be experienced firsthand by Dr. R. I'm not going to go into their actual story. You'll see the origins and everything in the first episode, which is once we finish the lab, and then we'll slowly be building more and more and more as the story and series progresses. This whole map I'm building is for like flashback scenes. I will be basically telling two different stories of the Dr. R who we end up dealing with and going through their story after they basically reached a breaking point, and the Dr. R that was here and what led up to them deciding, I'm going to go to another universe. Or maybe they accidentally sent themselves there. We'll see. No, they intentionally went. I'll at least say that. Actually, if you saw my previous series, which I think kind of turned out shitty. But if you saw my previous Dr. R series, or if you end up watching it, the base story is the same. And the story from that series was Dr. R was working for a shady company, and they reached a breaking point, deciding, you know what, I'm done with this. I can't keep doing this. And they left. they, in that story, they used magic rather than normal technology to transport them into another universe and essentially a fiction in another universe. That turns into even more complications. But they wanted to guarantee they would not be able to be followed. And even if someone could, that was the whole like few videos that I made was them just running from where I spawned in, collect weird stuff because it's a bizarre world. In that Dr. R, it's implied that they have done something like this before, and that may have even been how they ended up with Eternal Labs, which was where they were working um beforehand. Hi. Hi. Hello. Why are you scratching me? Hi. All of the Why are you in my bed? Hi. Maybe all of them came up to my bed. Anyway, it was implied that Dr. R had done this before and that maybe the universe they had run from wasn't even their original one, and then I stopped the series because I got distracted, and then I looked back on it and I was kind of disappointed with how it was going, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll just redo that and we're gonna ignore that. Which is not what I'm doing. I do want more than one level to this. So I think this is all just gonna be like living quarters. So we'll do shared housing will be one area. And then we want like a medical bay. Medical bay. We want a med bay. We want probably some farm and stuff like that. Because this will just be where everyone lives. Oh, shit. Okay. You know what? I'll just go over my plan for the like original series. So the original series for Dr. My plan was that she was going to be running from a lab that she was working for, and it was basically go as far as possible, and then every few episodes have like change my skin, have someone trying to track down Dr. R, and most of the story for that was told in the description rather than what was going on. So I would do it's probably gonna look horrible on the outside, but whatever. So they were going to be running, someone would be chasing them, and throughout the story, it would be the laboratory, Eternal Labs, that she ran from, is trying to track down Dr. R while slowly revealing more and more information about what led up to her running, like what friends she has, what she was truly doing, and the fact that although she was technically a researcher there, she was just as much of a researcher as she was one of their experiments. This, however, is gonna be a fair bit different than the original plan for what was going on with Dr. R in the first series. This is Dr. R's laboratory. This is her research center. She's made all this. She built all this. And, well, chaos is gonna happen, and eventually, one way or another, she's going to end up in another world. It's gonna be the same mods. I'm gonna use the same mod pack. Or I might do a different one, actually. I'm debating that. I was debating that even before I started making this. This is primarily building stuff because I want it to look pretty. I want it to be decorated. I think it would make more sense if I did a different mod pack though, but I don't have my heart set on it. But where Dr. R ends up, she is going to continue trying to be a researcher. She's going to study this strange world, this strange place, and figure out what makes it tick. And throughout the course of the story, we're going to figure out what makes her tick. Why she built the laboratory, why she built the hospital, and possibly even why she built the town. And all this stuff. This is like a mashup between like 8 of the stories I've been like thinking on and have come up with for years. One of the going back to the multiverse stuff and the time difference stuff, the main story this is based off of is that. And it was A Tale of Mending, which is also another series that I never fully finished. And the story behind that is actually, I didn't even name that character. But someone somehow ends up in another world. And they learn over time that they don't age the same as everyone else. Despite years or even decades passing by, they realize that they're staying much the same, eventually coming to the conclusion that either something about their traveling has prevented them from aging, or they just age so slowly that they might as well not be. This, of course, results in chaos and shenanigans. The story overall was going to be this bittersweet story of loss and rebuilding over and over again. After all, if you're going to live forever, people are eventually going to be confused, concerned, and wary when you don't show any signs of changing over the course of years and decades or centuries. If you're 500 years old and you still look like you're 20, people are going to be raising some eyebrows. They're either going to think you're lying or something else is going on. It's not going to end well. And even if they did believe or trust you, it's it's a finicky thing. There we go. I'll put another set right here. Very, very bright. Could I? I can't turn them. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, the overall story of that was essentially, why did the Book of Mending end up being created in the first place in Minecraft? In general, the answer to everything in Minecraft is basically, well, what do you think? Why do you think this is that and that is this and blah 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 blah? At the end of the day, it's entirely up to you why this is there. Of course, there's also the explanation of, oh, they just wanted to add it and all this shit. But the actual like logical reason versus like in-game reason, why was this added, why is this and that added and all this stuff, is entirely up to you. And so the story of A Tale of Mending was exploring, why would the Book of Mending need to be made in the first place? Like, over time in real life, things get worn down, they break, all this stuff, but in general, why would a book that constantly repairs your stuff need to be made? Yeah, it's a cool idea if you could have the same weapon forever and it gets repaired. Yeah, that's cool. But that's also what, like, toolsmiths and blacksmiths are for. They're not just for constructing, they're also for repairing and mending it. So, why would people go to, I want a magical way to keep repairing my object, and instead of, hey, let me get a new one, or let me go to whoever so that they can fix it? And so the story of that is, for a being that is immortal, or basically might as well be, how do you keep the things that are left behind by what you knew or who you knew? Because over time, people are going to forget how to build or repair the things that have been broken. Actually, a good example of this is where I live. There's this big, not, it, it's not just like a clock tower thing. We have railroads. And there's a big like watchtower thing over by the railroads that's has a massive like clock on it, and no one alive knows how the hell it works anymore. So it's this specialty, like specialized mechanism and no one knows how to fix it. No one knows how to get it working, and it is slowly just breaking. So once it's fully broken, something new has to be put there, or it's just gonna be, oh well, it's broke. Fuck, kind of thing, which don't want. uh, I think so. I want like bedrooms. I want a mess hall. I would like a gym. So I think that's big enough for like a mess hall thing. Let's have this be the sleeping quarters. And we could also, if really need be, lore wise, they could always go upstairs to the hospital. But we don't want anyone to know that there's a laboratory down here. So we want them to be able to do theoretically everything down here. So eating, sleeping, showering. Ooh, that's another thing. Let's go. We'll do med bay. We'll have the med bay over here, and then we'll do like 5 bathrooms or something like that. I don't know. How long have I been recording for? Over an hour and a half. I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day, and farewell.